Hello, good evening, friends. God bless you. And as we are starting this new year, we might have so many questions, or we might have so many expectations. What is going to happen to this year? What will happen to my relationship? What will happen to my family? What will happen with my health? What kind of issues I will encounter? What kind of troubles are on my way? And more importantly, how God is going to come through those all issues or troubles I am going to experience. Wouldn't it be nice that if we know what we are going to encounter this year and coming years and how God is going to rescue us, would it not be better for us to live that way? Of course, we all desire, but the Bible and God remain silent. We don't know those answers. And sometimes we wonder why God is not explaining us everything up front. And to understand these questions, I was looking at the book of Exodus. The definition of deliverance was different for Israelites than the definition of deliverance that God understood. For Israelites, definition of deliverance is end of slavery, end of the taskmaster, end of people telling them what to do or what they cannot do, and total freedom. Whatever they wanted to do, they were free to do. That is their understanding of deliverance. Well, God's deliverance was bigger than they think or dream of. God's deliverance was about end of slavery, but it was much more than that. It was to lead people out of Egypt and establish them again in a promised land. That was the deliverance God was looking for his people. It was deliverance or end of slavery plus much more, which is establishment in the promised land, a land of milk and honey. But there was from point A to point B, from slavery to promised land, from Egypt to promised land, there was desert, there was sea, there were wars, there were different people, different nations. And God did not want to scare them off. Actually, Bible says that God led them to a different way because God thought that they may see the war and they may return back to Egypt. If God would have told them that I am taking you out of slavery and I'm taking you to the promised land, but you have to cross the sea, you have to cross the desert and wilderness, there is no water, there is no food, there is nothing, I believe the Israelites would have chosen to remain in Egypt. As a matter of fact, whenever they grumble, they always said that it was better for us to stay in Egypt. And that was one of the reasons God closed that sea that God has parted, that they cannot return back. God wanted to give them much more than they had dreamed of. And that is one of the reasons God did not want them to know what is going to happen in between. God wanted them to trust Him. God wanted them to know that He is more than enough. Look at the story of disciples in a storm. Bible says that it was evening and Jesus hastily sent his disciples to go to other side. Jesus knew that there would be a storm. Jesus knew that would be night. Jesus knew there would be the crashing waves. But still Jesus sent them away. And Jesus remained on the on the shore. But Bible says that when Jesus saw them, Bible doesn't say how Jesus saw them because it was a night. But Bible says that when Jesus saw them, they are struggling in the middle of sea. The wind did not stop Jesus. The storm did not stop Jesus. The night did not stop Jesus. He came walking and he helped his disciples. He saved them. Disciples were away from Jesus, but the disciples were never out of sight of Jesus. And God wanted to help them to understand that when Jesus is with them, they will lack nothing. They have everything. They need a protection, it is in Jesus. They need peace, it is in Jesus. They need a provision, it is in Jesus. They feel that they are away from God, but they were never ever out of sight of God. Jesus told them that let us go to other side. So point A to point B, they will be on other side. That was a declaration. We will go to other side. But Jesus did not want to let them know what is going to happen between from here to there. And he wanted them to trust him that he is a good Father. And he will never anything happen to us. Jeremiah 29:11 says that I have planned to prosper you, not to harm you, declares the Lord. That is a declaration that God has a great plan for your and my life. And those plans are not to harm us. God is inviting us to trust him. And that is why he does not tell us what is going to happen in future. He wants us to understand when he is with us, he is our future. He is our provision. He is our protection. He is our everything. And nothing will happen to us. And that is the hope. And we can enter into our future. We can look to our future. We may not have all the answers, but we know that we will never be out of sight and out of reach of his love. May God bless you. Thank you.